Hello, everyone. Greetings to each and every one of us present and those who are watching us live today. Once again, I would like to welcome each and every one of you to the second last day of the Pop African Festival. And I would like to thank every one of us who has participated in the Pop African Festival to date. Today we are present to watch and know the activities that have been done by some of our friends across the African continent. Today we shall be expecting presentations from Ingo Millicent, whose presentation is under the care of Dr. Chiemezi Atama from Nigeria. We are expecting a presentation from Otaget Caleb from Uganda. We are also expecting a presentation from Benson Mkandawire from the Youth Innovation and Creativity Network in Malawi. We are also expecting a presentation from Edward Mahoney from Malawi. We are looking forward to having a presentation from Doreen Asasira from Uganda, Ahmed Ali Hassan from Egypt, Ayo Omilabu from Nigeria, and Levin Yorenda from Zambia. So I'll yield the floor to Ayo Omilabu from Nigeria. Ayo, the floor is yours. Ayo. Ayo. Okay. Then I'll. Okay. Please speak. Yes, please, Ayo. Okay, as you get ready, I think we shall yield the floor to Dr. Chiemezi Atama from Nigeria to have a presentation from her colleague. I think Ayo has a problem he's trying to address.
Okay, Media. Good evening, everyone.
Good day,
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are joining from. Sorry, I almost assumed that all of us are joining from Nigeria. Okay, so did you say I should go on with the presentation, or is that your?
Yes, please, as Ayo is getting ready. So I think you should go ahead.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry, I am using two devices because I can't get any sound from my laptop, so I had to connect also to my phone. But I will be sharing my screen from my laptop.
Okay,
Let me see how that works.
Let me make you a co-host.
Okay.
Yes. I think you can now share your screen.
It's still showing that I am disabled.
Let me check your other account. Sorry, you said you're using. Okay, is that okay?
Let me check. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, please, we can.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone. Once again, my name is Chiemeze Atama, and I'm the founding director of Equity Watch Initiative. This particular activity that I'm reporting is Equity Watch Initiative activity. However, initially it was planned to be presented by one of our members by name Millicent Odinaka Chukwu Ungu. But she filled in her form to make this presentation tomorrow. So it was just this evening that we got to know that tomorrow is for closing ceremony and there will not be any presentation tomorrow. And unfortunately, she's not around. And where she is, there is no network. So I had to come in to make this presentation on her behalf. Okay, and as some of us may already know, Equity Watch is working around the gender issues. Our major target is, how do we eliminate gender-based violence? In eliminating gender-based violence, we are looking at two things. One, trying to tackle sexual violence, which we address through our Equity Watch safety initiative, leveraging empowerment self-defense. Another thing that is also very critical for us is economic empowerment of women, which we also think is a driver of gender-based violence. So in talking about economic empowerment of women, we are leveraging climate actions, to empower women, trying to engage women and girls in sustainable practices to ensure that they are empowered in a way that they will be able to not only prevent sexual, gender-based violence, but also, be in a position that they will be able to, to speak on an equal basis with their male counterparts. So one of the projects we do to address that is engage women in agriculture, which for us will play dual role. One, climate change adaptation, and two, economic empowerment for women. And as we know, the impact of climate change has already been established is greater on women, especially women farmers, than it is for their male counterparts. Sorry. This is because women makes up 50% of the agricultural labor force and produces about 60 to 80% of crops in most developing countries. There are so many factors hindering women, from taking active participation in agriculture. One of them we know is limited resources, lack of information, lack of land, illiteracy, and the rest of them. It is important for us because soil is an efficient carbon sink. So thus, if we engage women in smart farming, like we are doing currently in Iwin, it will help us, to make food available and also combat the negative impact of climate change. Okay, so we have also observed that in Nigeria, women face a lot of challenges as they struggle with lives and livelihoods. In addition to the issue they face as a result of climate change, Nigerian women, especially the women farmers, are also faced with a lot of other issues, ranging from limited access to resources like I've mentioned before, to lack of land, illiteracy, but more importantly, which is what we are currently facing, is herdsmen that have occupied majority of the farmlands and making it almost impossible for women to go to farm, as this has constantly led to rape, murder, abduction, and all manner of things that results as a result of insecurity. So looking at this, we have been worried in our organization as to what we can do to avert this. One of the things we started thinking about is how do we bring farming closer to the people? Because currently we found that majority of the women can no more go to the farm because of this insecurity. Majority of the communities are also majorly older people. So when you go to the village, all the young people have left the village in the town doing one thing or the other. So these women find it difficult to go to the farmlands that are located in far places. So we became worried and we started thinking of how can we make women still do their farming, because most of them actually live on this farming. So if insecurity is not allowing them to go to the farm, age is not allowing them to go to the farm, they are not getting the necessary help they are supposed to get, because most of the able-bodied persons that are supposed to help them are no more in the village because of rural-urban migration. What do we do to ensure that they still continue to eat their food and also continue to leverage on agriculture to solve so many other of their problems that will, of course, also affect girls' education, affect gender-based violence, and all of that. And so we started thinking about this eco-farming, which we are leveraging on organic manure and solar system to do. And the essence of that, like I said before, is for food sufficiency, to also empower women economically. And of course, we are sure that when that happens, it will not only play a role in terms of climate change adaptation, but will also contribute to reducing the gender-based violence.
Levy, please.
Okay. Yeah. So, like we have seen here, we said that women in most rural areas of the country who totally depend on farm produce to survive and cater for their family are left with no other option than impoverishment. The high level of intense food insecurity and hike in food prices in Nigeria is increasingly making life unbearable for women and their children. Majority of the women who are unemployed and depend on the farm produce to support themselves and their children are currently living on the mercy of their partners. And this makes them vulnerable to gender-based violence, including sexual harassment and abuse. So in order to address these and all other problems that I've spoken about, issues of insecurity, issues of migration that is now leaving majority of the rural communities with only elderly people, we started taking actions to bring farming closer to women and reduce their vulnerability to to violence as they continue to learn to adapt to climate change. Okay, so in doing this, we are also trying to look at the role of women in fighting food insecurity. And we believe so seriously that considering that women are believed to be closer to nature, empowering women farmers is very key to addressing climate change issues, as it will stop the estimated 2 billion tons of CO2 from entering the atmosphere, especially as that has been already estimated. Okay, so if women are empowered and fully equipped with farming techniques, knowledge and technology, the tendency is that they will realize a higher farm produce like their male counterparts. And this will bring about economic empowerment and promote gender equality. For the Pop African Festival event, we have established the farm before the event. But what we now started doing is thinking, was what activity can we do in the farm as part of the festival. And what we did was to engage 5 women in the staking of our eco farm. And the essence of the staking was to provide support to help keep the plants off ground while assisting their growth, assisting in their upward growth habitats. Because many diseases and insects start at the ground level, using a structured system to keep them away from ground, can help in reducing insect attack and other diseases. So the activity we performed in the farm as part of this event was to stake the plant, remove it from the ground so that it can have upward growth, and that will help the plant in avoiding being attacked by insects. Okay, so with support, IWIN plans to leverage our eco farm to empower women, both in rural and urban communities, because we also know that in urban areas, we need this type of farm to make sure that people have food, especially nutritious food. And why this project is also important for us is that looking at Nigeria, majority of the food we eat comes from the northern Nigeria. And because of insecurity, because of a high level of insurgencies in Nigeria, and also the unrest we are having in the east right now, it's making it difficult for people to transport some of this food from the north to the east. So what that is leading to is that there is total lack. For instance, yesterday and today in the whole of Southeast, there was no movement because of agitation. So if we don't begin to engage people around here to farm some of these crops, especially vegetable, there is going to be high level of malnutrition, because constantly there is this interruption in movement from the north to the east, and most of the vegetables we eat come from the north. So empowering women around here to begin to think of how to engage leveraging smart farming will do a whole lot to addressing food insecurity. So this is just a picture of the work we did. This is the staking I was talking about. So this rope we are seeing is what will be guiding the growth of the plant. And the essence, like I've stated before, is to avoid it from falling to the ground so that it will reduce the attack of insects. Okay, so that is the presentation, and I thank you all for listening. And I said again that I'm doing the presentation on behalf of Millicent Zungu, who is the lead for this project in our organization. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tama, for that really amazing presentation. We are glad by the fact that you are actually putting gender inclusion into your projects and you are doing it wholesomely. So I don't know if you would be able to answer these questions on behalf of Millicent, as you said you've been presenting on her behalf. So number one, I would like you to share the numbers that were impacted or directly involved during the project implementation or future project implementation, the target group. And then the other thing that I would like to know is the gender inclusive breakdown. While you are doing this, are you only focusing on men, or you are also going to have on women, or you are also going to have men playing a certain role? And then number three, I want to know the stakeholders' involvement. Which stakeholders are involved and how exactly are they going to come in? And then number four, I would like to know the SDGs that the project is targeting in detail. So if you have responses to this, you could share them with me. And then if not, you could inform Ms. Ingo Millicent to reach out to me and give me a breakdown of all the things. In case you haven't gotten any clarifications, I would share text with you via WhatsApp or email, sharing details of the questions that I would like her to respond to. Is that okay?
Yeah, I can address a few of them quickly and also share with you. Yeah. So for the SDG, this particular activity aligns with SDG number 1, 2, and 13. 1, 2, and 13. Yes. Then for the gender we involved in this particular activity, the staking was done by women. We are not excluding men in this particular project, but we are intentional in focusing on women because we are looking at it as as something we can leverage on to empower women. So we know that sometimes if we involve men and women in a particular task, the tendency that the women may begin to shy away from the work or allow the men to do it is there. So whenever we want to do any activity that we feel they should learn, we restrict it only to women. However, we have also 2 men that have been involved in the project, that have been working with us in the project. But for this particular...
Sorry to interrupt you, Dr. Atama. How many women are you targeting?
Okay, is it targeting for the entire project or the women we targeted for the staking activity we did?
I want the number of women you targeted for the activity you did during the pop festival.
There were 5 women, 5 women.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
All right. And then stakeholders inclusiveness, do you mind sharing me a breakdown of the stakeholders inclusiveness?
Yes, yeah. The thing is that for the project, we are our target stakeholders is 1, Ministry of Agriculture, 2, we are also targeting women groups because what we are actually looking at is how we can form cooperative societies in communities and empower them with both knowledge and resources to be able to establish and own this as a group, so that when they have such platform, they can leverage on it to expand and get more of such smart farms. So that is our target. So women groups are also part of our stakeholders. Then we are also targeting researchers because we want to involve researchers who will be able to understudy what we are doing and also compare it with other systems of farming so that we can establish clearly the advantage of the smart farming and also to be able to know that it is worth investing on. So these are different stakeholders we have. Then again, we have also our student volunteers that are also learning, and we are also getting a kind of what I would call support from somebody who has been into it, who is providing us with the technical knowledge. He has been assisting us, and we also consider him, is a man, we consider him a stakeholder in the whole process. So for now, these are the people we are working with, and the other stakeholders are now the women in various communities that will be mobilizing to teach them, to empower them with the knowledge that we have acquired from the project.
Oh, thank you so much, Dr. Tama. Are there any grassroots leaders involved, let's say like local chiefs, or who were involved during this time that you're conducting the project under the POP festival?
No.
Oh, okay, all right. Thank you so much for that amazing presentation. I would like to yield the floor to Otaget Caleb from Uganda.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening.
I'm just moving back from a certain station, so I think I'll be. Let me try to get a clear place where I can stand and present.
Okay,
So
okay,
sorry.
no problem, no problem. Ayo Omilabo from Nigeria, are you ready? Are you ready to present?
And reviews the allowances of the judges.
All right.
Okay.
I
Can
would
I
love
make you a co-host? Would like to share your screen?
yes, that would be better.
Okay, okay. Let me work on that. Okay, you're now a co-host.
All right.
Go ahead.
Everybody can see my screen, right? So, good evening, everyone. My name is Hayode Jemilabu. I am presenting from Nigeria, the eastern part of the Nigeria, to be precise, the University of Nigeria, to be precise. So, the name of my organization, the organization I represent, is Plug-in Nigeria Club. Plug-in Nigeria Club, University of Nigeria. So, sometimes in 2016, Plug-in was formally initiated in one of the most sustainable countries in the world, Sweden, by Eric Astrom. So plugging is the combination of jogging and picking up litters, pluck out and jogging. So as an organized activity, it spread across countries in 2018. So by year 2018, June, it started in Nigeria at Obafemi Awolowo University to mark World Environment Day. So we organized a cleanup in the university, in the Obafemi Awolowo University. And fortunately enough, the theme for that year was Beat the Plastic Pollution. So that was how it started. So our thematic is SDG, Sustainable Community and Cities, SDG 13, and SDG 3. So those are our focal points in the SDG. Our motto is we keep fit to keep clean, and our mission statement is promoting a culture of responsible waste handling and physical fitness. So while doing this, we knew that all the sustainable development goals, they are intertwined, and we have to work through this all these community sustainable development goals. So we are not only restricted to picking litters, we venture into other aspects of sustainable development goals, like planting of trees. So that's another thematic area from our organization. So last week, the event we held, the reason why we started our planting activities in University of Nigeria, Nsukka, we know that amid the climate and biodiversity crisis, nature-based solutions are increasingly seen as important to reduce the impact of climate change, as well as to protect the ecosystem and biodiversity. That is why the Plug-in Nigeria embarked on tree planting campaign within the university community. And to add to this, recently we knew that the management didn't fit to be cutting down the trees within the university without replacing them. So our organization came with a memorandum with them that, okay, as you are cutting this, just let us be planting, give us space, give us avenue, give us approval to replace this tree that most of us do not even know when they plant them. So since then, we've been planting the tree. So the activity one, it's held on Friday, that's 13, to mark World Earth Day in the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, here in Nigeria. So we did that to celebrate the Earth Day. We wrote to the management about it, and okay, they said that they will sponsor the tree so far that we can come out with our members to come and plant this tree. So the total number of the tree that we planted were 92 trees. We have 47 queen's palm. We have 45 masquerade trees. All these trees are being propagated in the University of Nigeria with one center, that's Biotech, and I've forgotten the name now. So we collected this tree at the rate of 1,005. The university catered for the cost, and we came out in our numbers to do this and celebrate. So we had 36 people in attendance then. 21 of them are female. Then we have 15. Of course, female are always in the forefront of climate change. So we have more female than the male for that first event. So these are the pictures of the event, of the tree planting that we did. So these are the pictures. So the other events we aired on the 7th of June. So to celebrate the World Environment Day 2022 too. So we like I said, we were back on this tree planting because of the necessity, because they are felling down the trees within the campus. There are not even enough. And they've been planted over 20 years ago. Those trees that they are cutting are over 20 years old. So we just didn't feel that we should replace this tree. So, and there are some places that we see a lot of our lecturers, they be fighting to park under the shade of the tree where we have limited trees. So of course, that's why we earmark some areas that are lacking with trees to plant this tree. So the activity 2 aired on the 7th, and of course we planted 1 king palm. Then we have 9 masquerade tree and 47 queen's palm tree. And in attendance this time around, we were able to have partnerships. We were able to call on partnership, building on the success of the first one we did the previous month. So we were able to call on the other partners to join us, like Rotary Club, Equity Watch, and a lot of other organizations like that to partake in this. So, and they responded with their numbers and with their money, so to purchase these trees and refreshment. So we have in our midst then 50 children, then we have over 40 adults. We have 18 of them as male and 22 of them as female. So it was a wonderful event, and we were able to have the stakeholder on board, which is the university management, the CSOs in the university community, and the children in the university community, who will later grow up to see this tree as their legacy. So we make each and everybody to own this tree, that they should be catering for it. Of course, in the long run, Drug in Nigeria, we do the M&E, monitoring and evaluation for all the trees that we planted. So in this, we were able to cover over, like, for the first one, we were able to cover 2 kilometers of space. Then the second one, over 1.5 kilometer space. That's why we'll be able to plant the tree. And this is a continuous activities. By the time the student will be resuming back from the industrial action and back upon by the university staffs, we will continue this to make sure that our university is greener and we have plenty of trees. We cannot overemphasize the necessity of trees in our community. So thank you. This will be the end of my presentation. Thank you. Hello, I am done.
Okay, sorry, I was on mute. Thank you so much for that amazing presentation, Ayo. I really do like the fact that you've broken down for us the SDGs that you were focusing on. If you don't mind, like re-echoing them for me, so that I take note of that. And then also, we do have statistics on the inclusion of different genders, both male and female, adults, boys and girls. So maybe the other thing that I would ask is, what is the breakdown of the stakeholders engagement during your project implementation?
Okay, like I said earlier, we were able to communicate with the university management. We can't do anything without informing the university within the university, without involve and informing the university management. That is why they were able to cater for the prices of the tree that we planted, which is on the eyesight. If we are looking at it from the student angle, the money is kind of high, but the university cater for it, and they cater for the fertilizers, they cater for the implements, and some of us brought our implements too. So that's one. Then from the people living within the university, there are other stakeholders too, like CSOs. We were able to cater for that. We were able to engage six CSOs within the university that operate in the university. We're able to talk to them to come and join us, partner with us in this crusade. And they responded very well. Some of them provided the provision, the refreshments, the water, the biscuits, and all the merriment that we had at the end of it. Then we were able to, the children too, most of them attend the university staff school. Of course, we've been looking at how we can engage them and catch them young. So those are the three major stakeholders. And out of this, we have the female and the male. And of course, the female are always in their numbers. With this, we have more females participating in both first tree planting and the second one.
Okay, thank you so much. So do you mind reminding me your SDG focus breakdown?
SDG 17. Sorry, SDG 13. Sorry about that. Okay. SDG 13, yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. Maybe one other thing that I would request you to do is kindly, with what you've shared, I feel like there's so many other SDGs that would be associated with the project you carried out. So I'll give you time, and then you would review your project and try to see what other SDGs that you focused on, and then you share out with me, so that we add it on your focus points of SDGs. Is that okay? I'm kindly requesting that you let me know other SDGs that you're focusing on. Is that okay?
That's fine. That's okay.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So we'll yield the floor to Edward. Is Edward around? Okay. We'll kindly request Benson from the Youth Innovation and Creativity Network of Malawi to take over. Benson?
Yeah, yes, I'm around.
Okay.
Hope you can hear me.
Help with sharing the screen?
Actually, I sent you the presentation because we have no electricity. Yeah.
I will share it immediately. Let me get it. Okay. Let me share this. Can you see my screen?
Still loading. Yes, we can.
Okay.
Okay. So can I start?
Yeah. Yes, please.
Okay. So my name is Benson Kandawire from Malawi. I'm representing Youth Innovation and Creativity (YIC). Actually, our group is a youth-led organization. So it's only youth. We are only youth, no adult or anyone. So yeah, on the 11th of June, we had our first activity, as said. Actually, we targeted the climate change project, whereby it's been going on ever since we started the organization. We've been planting trees all over the northern region of Malawi, which is Mzuzu. So Mzuzu has many areas, hard to reach areas, whereby we have been targeting those places, trying to work with our fellow youths from those areas concerning climate change. So on the 11th of June, we had to travel and reach our friends, whereby we had to teach them on climate change education and how to make beds for trees, nursery beds, and how to use irrigation systems on those kind of times whereby dry seasons, so that they can still make those tree nursery beds. Yeah, I think it will. I don't know. Can you go to the next page?
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, as I said, some areas in Malawi are those kind of places whereby you can't reach easily, but for the environment is being destroyed, whereby people usually cut down trees to make charcoal, which is a huge source of income for most people in Malawi. So yeah, most people, if they cut down trees, they don't replace them. So we had to go to those kind of areas whereby we would be able to teach them on how to preserve the environment and how to make things like make tree nursery beds for themselves, so that they can, when they cut trees, they should be able to replace those trees which they have cut. So I think at the first meeting, we had about 61 youths. And at the first meeting, we didn't have so many females. I don't know why, because maybe they were not interested in it. But we had both females and males who attended the meeting. Yeah, and the meeting went on well. First of all, we taught them how to create nursery beds and how important it is to preserve the climate things like the ecosystem. So yeah, can you go to the next page, please? Yeah, and our project, it was called Road to 1 Million. The road to 1 million is we have targeted to plant about 1 million trees each year, and reaching the mid of this year, I think we're about about 400 something trees, because we started this project in January, and this time around we have reached almost half of our our aim, which is 1 million trees each and every year. Yeah, so the session we had with the youth club, which we went to, 20 were females and 27 were males, of which they all participated well. I can't lie on that. They helped us out in trying to know the location and seeing which areas we can help them best in these climate issues. Yeah, so below are the pictures on the meetings conducted, on the training conducted on how they can preserve and how they can make tree nursery beds on their own. Yeah, so as you can see, those are the guys we had to meet and teach on those kind of issues. Yeah, I think you can still go down. Yeah, I think you can just jump to the next page. Yeah, so as I said, the youth there, they are very active. I can't lie on that. They are very active. After meeting up with them, they were very proud of it, and they really appreciated the help we have rendered to them, because mostly what they were lacking is education on how to make these kind of things. And usually big organizations in Malawi, they only focus more on places near to the township area. So me and my fellow friends, we decided that we should try and reach those hard to reach areas, whereby people should not feel left out, because if they are left out, that's when usually people just destroy the climate, the environment, whereby they don't have those knowledges on how to preserve and how important the trees are. So yeah, and we had to schedule another meeting, of which it was we did it last week Saturday, and it was successful. I think you can jump to the next page. Yeah, it was on the 25th of June. And yeah, the number of participations were 35, and males were 13, and the females were 22. At least at this time, the number had gone up, because usually we also want to involve more females, because usually they say females are left out. So one of our targets is to involve females in whatever we do, in each and every activity we do. So yeah, I think you can jump to the next page. Yeah, so on the 25th of June, we also had another session whereby we had to explain more. And that day we went on to the places whereby we were supposed to do the activities, whereby we taught them on what type of soil they should use, and site location, clearing, and using manure, which is cheap. Because at the first meeting, they had that query whereby they said that usually when they are making their trees, they don't have fertilizer to use so that their trees can grow. So we had to introduce that new way whereby you can use manure, because it's cheap and it's easier to find. So yeah, and we also had to tell them of the drip irrigation system, whereby they can be watering their tree beds, where as they are not, is easier and is time saving. So yeah, I think you can go to the next page.
Okay.
Yes, so as you can see below, we bought poly bags, and we also bought seeds for them because they also had that request. They requested for us to bring those things for them, so we had to buy porridge tubes and tree the seeds for pine tree, of which we gave them, and they planted. We planted together, and we saw the seeds. So yeah, I think that's all. That's how it all went on, and the seeds were about 1.2, 1.3 seedlings. So yeah, we managed to plant 1.2, and they said they will plant the remaining seeds and they will let us know. So yeah, and we'll be going again on the 9th of July to check on them and to see how far they have gone with the trees. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Um, thank you. Thank you so much, Vincent, for that amazing presentation. So I just wanted to ask you a few questions. So do you mind sharing with me a breakdown of your SDG focus during the time that you're conducting your sessions? And also, if possible, or you'll first give me a response to that. SDG focus for the projects you carried out.
Okay, I think I sent you a text, and I don't know if you saw it. I asked what it means because I wasn't supposed to be the one who presenting this presentation, because we have a guy who presents for us. So due to the electricity problem, his devices are off, so I had to come in and do it. I also have
No, it's okay.
yeah. So if you can explain what SDG means, then I think I'll be able to.
Okay, so to make this simple, can I share
Yeah.
with you a list of the UN Sustainable Development Goals? And then once power is back, you'll come with your colleagues so that you share with us your SDG focus area. Is that okay? So I'll leave that
Okay.
pending. Is that
Oh
okay?
yeah,
All
now
right.
yeah, now I get your point. Now I know what you're talking about. I think I'll get back to you on that.
Okay, thank you. And then
Yeah.
also, I just wanted to ask you if you would help me break down the gender inclusion for the 61 youth you had for your first project, which was tree bed formation, right?
Yes.
Yes, so you had 61 youth, and if possible, please sit down and try to, you said there were more males than females in this. So just
Yeah.
help me with the statistics. If you can sit down and formulate the statistics for this, I would really appreciate. Is that okay?
Yeah. All right.
All right. Thank you so much. Otherwise, I think I've really gotten down the breakdown for your project, and I appreciate the fact that you try to ensure that everything is broken down for us. Thank you for the impact range you shared, and it was really great viewing your presentation.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, so I would yield the floor to Edward Mahoney from Malawi.
Yes. Are you getting me?
Yes, please. Do you need help with sharing the screen or?
Yes, I need help. It is
Okay,
saying only
let
the
me-
host is.
Oh, let me enable you to share your screen. Sorry. Okay, you can share your screen now.
Shit.
As we are waiting for Edward to share his screen, I would like to ask Benson, with the effective irrigation systems, were you focusing on local irrigation systems or you were using modified irrigation systems as well?
Actually, I can say it's a local irrigation system. It's just cutting into half the 20-liter buckets. Is it a 20-liter bucket? Yeah, it's locally made. We just made it using our local materials.
Okay.
I think if we go back on the 9th of July, I'll be able to take pictures and I'll show you how it works.
Thank you.
Sure.
I wanted to ask for because of that I do understand what exactly you're using for the irrigation. I would appreciate. Okay.
Yeah.
I think
Edward.
yeah, I think I need help because when I'm sharing, it does not give me the option to go to the file.
Okay, let me share your document then. Do you mind re-forwarding it to me?
Yes.
Okay.
What I have not gotten what you have to say.
No worries. I'm uploading your document. I'm going to share it shortly.
Okay, fine.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah, it is saying it has started the sharing screen.
Okay.
Yeah, that's. I welcome you to this presentation on what I've done in the area Nkatabe district at primary school Kaziba, and the activity was done by myself because I'm not yet in the with a group, so I just conducted the activity alone so that I should be able to outreach to the people in the area. So the first, you can go to the next slide, please. Yeah, it is all about the environmental rights and accessibility. That was what I focused on. So the project objectives was to acknowledge school management, boys and girls, on their rights towards environment, as well as to enhance knowledge about mindset change and self-justification towards environmental responsibility and commitment. First of all, we discussed what an environment is, and we also talked about the components of the environment with the stakeholders as well as the boys and girls. Then later on, we went up to the destructive agents of environment, and we discussed that people are the main destructive agents of environment through different activities such as farming, opening new settlements areas, as well as opening new farms and estates, Then we also talked about the animals as the part of also lead to destruction of the environment through their, when we are overgrazing, as well as when we are taking our animals, a herd of animals, to the feeding area, which means when they are be traveling in the same place for a long time, they are leading to tapping of the soil, leading to exposing soil to air pollution, then and the water pollution when it is rainy time. So people come up with the questions like, what can we do then to at least control the behaviors we're imposing to our Mother Earth? So that's why I come up with this point of acknowledging them about their rights. So we talked about the rights of the people toward the environment. We say people they have right to use the environment for example, for cultivation, to find food that they can use in their everyday life, and also they can sell to find income. So, and also the environment is there for people to build their homes and settle there. Then, and also focused on the responsibilities. And as people, we have rights, but behind each right, we have also a responsibility in order to make that thing sustainable and sustainable so that for the upcoming generation to use it as well. You can go to the next slide. So then the activities were special meeting was first held to discuss, to introduce the idea to the stakeholders and the school management, where chiefs and the school management bodies turn up to the meeting, and I introduced the idea, then which was themed on what is wrong that it takes so long. So we discussed what if we human beings, God created us to look after the earth and not to distract it. So they come up with, so I asked them, what is wrong that it takes us so long? Why is it that? To realize our wrongs, that it is not good to distract the environment rather than to protect it. Not to kill animals, but to raise them. So at the end, they agreed so that I should arrange another day to meet the school boys and girls, and they gave me that day was on 11th. So on 11th, I conducted an awareness campaign on environmental rights and sustainability among school management. The stakeholders, they did not turn up on this one. Only school management, like the school staff and boys and girls, were present. So we discussed about the rights and responsibilities. Then later on, we can go to the next slide. Then after the whole discussion, the project outcome was that school management and other stakeholders made their commitment to acknowledge and embark on sustainable environmental practices, including afforestation and reforestation projects within their homes, churches, as well as school premises. And we discussed on how we can find out we can come up with the seedlings so that we can use to embark on this project in our different homes and the churches, as well as at the school premises. So
Hello, Edward. Oh, I think we lost him.
Sorry, I've encountered network intermittent.
Okay.
Yeah, so after discussion, we talked about the way that we can come up with the seedlings that we can use for afforestation activities and forestation activities within the premises. So we discussed that we have to establish a nursery within the school premises that will be taken care of by the runners as well as the teachers, and through cross monitoring from myself and and also I advise them that during rainy season, under the shades or the trees, there are a lot of seedlings sprouting there. So we can also help them to know how we can take the seedlings under the shades of the trees from the forest and within their premises, and we can transplant them into another areas. Then from there on, I can say these are the pictures from the day one. The chiefs, school management, and church leaders were present. That was the picture on the first day, which was on 10th June. And you can go to the next slide. Yeah, from the day two, that was the pictures that we come up with. And later on, I visited the runners so that we could come up with a shed where we can establish some nursery trees. So that is a shed where I am in a white t-shirt, and this was the illustration that the boy there is representing our earth, and a seedling behind there was just a decoration that should attract the attention of the runners during the presentation. So we come up with the shed where we can establish the nursery. So as of now, I'm looking after the polythene tubes, and I'll visit the school anytime, and we're just waiting that this time it is raining. So when the rain is over, we are going to establish the nursery, which I will be sharing the updates soon. You can go to the last slide. Finally, I can say let us try to reach out to all people and share with them the sustainable environmental practices without commitment and dedication. It simply means we have to dedicate ourselves to these wonderful deeds. If we can take it for granted, then we may lose our Mother Earth. With heartfelt gratitude, peace be with you as all. You are Charlie Edward. You can contact me using email as well as the number there is on WhatsApp. Thanks for your attention.
Thank you so much, Edward, for that amazing presentation. So I would like to go straight away to the questions that I have. So for a summarized breakdown and for more clarification on your presentation, I would like you to let me know what activities exactly you were handling. Break it down and let me know. Were you focusing on climate education or tree planting? And then, or were you doing both of them? So let me know on that. Do you mind responding to that?
I can say first it was climate education first, but I also advised them that we should embark on climate action.
Okay, so you're doing climate education. All right. So you conducted a few activities to more of like empower people on how exactly to take part in climate action, right?
Yes.
How many people did you involve during this process?
26.
26. Do you mind giving me a breakdown of the gender inclusion?
There are 26, that was 16 females and 10 males.
Okay. And then do you mind sharing with me your SDG focus during the implementation of your project?
It was SDG number 10, climate action. There was also life on earth. I can say life on land, yeah. Life on land and the awareness. I've just forgotten the other DSG, but I was focusing on 4 DSGs.
Okay, let's make this. I'm going to share with you a list of the SDGs. Look at your project, and then you'll share with me the list of SDGs you're focusing on. Is that okay?
Okay, fine, yeah.
Yes, and then also, do you mind sharing with me the stakeholders that you involve in your project? In other words, first give me what was the target group, and then let me know what other stakeholders you involve during the implementation of your activities.
The stakeholders that have involved in the implementation of the project is the school staff and the school bodies like the school management committee and the mother group so that they should be encouraging the girls in the other part. And also I can say currently I'm just working alone because I have not formulated a group yet, but I hope I will formulate a group from within the learners which are participating in the activity from that school.
Okay. So your target group was students, right?
Hello?
Your target group was students?
Yes, learners.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And with the tree planting, do you mind sharing with us the carbon footprint reduction for your project?
I can say I did not focus on that.
Do you mind letting me know how many trees you planted?
We didn't plant the trees yet because I've said that it is raining here in Malawi this time. So we are going to establish nursery in a later months, like the end of July, because the rains will finish it by end of July.
Okay, so from what I've taken from your presentation, you conducted awareness and campaign activities on climate education. You focused on students as your target group. You've shared with me your SDGs, but I feel like there's more to your SDGs based on the project you've handled than what you've shared. So I'm going to share with you the list of SDGs, compare your project and get to know where, what other SDGs your project are focused on. Please share them with me after. And then you have the statistics on your impact, the lives that were directly involved, and also the gender division and inclusion. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much for your amazing presentation.
Thanks for your attention.
Thank you. Okay, so
can you come again? I'm not getting
You're
you.
muted.
I'm not getting you.
You're muted, Meda.
Oh, thank you. So I would like to yield the floor to Levi Nurenda from Zambia.
Thank you very much. You can make me a co-host so that I also share the few presentation that I have and things that I have. Oh,
Levy, you're a co-host, you can share screen.
oh yeah. You can see my screen?
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay. It's already. Is it on?
Yes, we can see the screen, but we're not yet seeing presentation.
I think it's still loading. I don't. Okay. Maybe as it is still coming up. Okay, let me just redo it again.
Oh, Levy.
Yes.
Go to the side they are lined up there and just click.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it okay? Eh? Okay,
Yes.
yeah. So okay, let me just go back. Okay, I'm leaving and I think you saw the first page. Now we are here on the second one. Yes, yes,
Okay.
thank you very much. Yes, so I'm from Zambia and I'm one of the leaders of Hope. So I've had a lot of projects and presentations. So as people they've been presenting, I've seen a lot of what synergies. It's more like we are interconnected. So I also want, my project is focused on agroecology. So agroecology, that's the definition, a simple definition. So it's all about agroecology. We're talking about production of food and also social and economic development. And this is what we are focused on. So as I am trying to just a little bit, this is about our project. Yes, so I think you can hear me, yeah? Yes. So what I was saying is agroecology, yes. So as it is centered, so agroecology is both a science, a movement and a practice. So I'm focused on this one, just calling it agroecology because I know that it's more like solving a lot of problems using one stone. So we are focusing on this one. And as it is as a movement, so we are talking about, or as a science, we're talking about plot field approach, then agroecosystem ecology, then we're also talking about ecology of the food. Then as a movement is where we are talking about the environmentalism, sustainable agriculture, then rural development. Then as a practice is where we're also talking about the techniques that we use. So about this agroecology is a lot of things that we try to put together. Now, for Pop Movement and for our event, for this festival, African Food Festival, we've organized just I think 2 events for this program. So it's these events, they are connected to our project. So as we are talking about, so this is one of the event, and it was a kitchen or gardening or backyard gardening. Now this backyard gardening, you can see that there was something that we were doing with the group of the youth, being our one and the first target group that we have. So we were just practicing. So here, what was happening, it was learning session, but also it was happening in the field. So most of them we've been working together and pushing this work, working in this project. But this was part of the site that has been selected and where we can do our practical works. And here we are doing transplanting. We are also doing some weeding and also just teaching people on how we can grow vegetables with without applying chemicals, but also using that manure, because people, they don't know how to use manure. They think that it is used the same way you are using fertilizer. But for manure to work, it takes time. So we're telling people to say, we first apply manure so that it can be on the soil before you can even plant or come and expect it to be utilized. Now, and this is one of the activity, and it happened on 11th of June. That was the first one. In fact, we had, so it took place on the 11th of June, and yeah, for the presentation as part of the project, and also the event that we have. Then we also have this one. You can see behind there, the first picture, it shows a drainage. So it was one of the event which we've also shared. So there is it's a drainage initiative, because we are trying also to protect our river systems, our streams, our lakes, and even the ocean. Now, this is an initiative that we are trying, where maybe for this one, what we do is we just propose for it, because it is something that we've not organized ourselves yet. So we are proposing for it on how we can protect the marine ecosystem using the terrestrial ecosystem by covering the drainages. We have some videos for it where we are teaching people, and for this initiative, that how we can hold, because this stream is like here in Zambia, is one of the major streams that is connected to the city, Lusaka city, then it goes to Kasisi, it goes to Luangwa River, Zambezi, until it goes to Pacific Ocean. So we're trying to show people to say, and this is what we can do, because with this, we can just protect it from here, so that the number of plastics and other waste and other non-biodegradable particles can also be held here. Then we can just collect from here and take them to the recycling site, or wherever where they'll be needed, where they can be reused or recycled. So this is one of the activity, and this one, it just engaged a few people, but with the students that we have. Then we had also this program here, though this one it didn't take place as part of the event, but it's one of the programs that we've had. So we're just showing people like where we visit some schools, and also we teach, we talk to the learners, we talk to these pupils, students, just on the consciousness and how to live sustainably, and also how to shift to sustainable life, sustainable world. So this is one of the activities that we have as part of the project. So it's not something that is only being done in the field, at the field level or at the farm, but we also follow, because agroecology, yes, it focused on, as it is centered on food and agricultural production, but we don't forget the consumers, and also we don't forget the people who are involved in transportation, and also the people who are involved into a lot of things. So as we are talking about rural development, it's not something that will be done by only one part or one group. So we have to engage a lot of people. So that's why we have these programs, which we call education and awareness programs, where we move around. So as part of the programs that we have, I think this is the last one that I can share with you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Levi, for that brilliant presentation. I really do like the fact that you've had quite a number of vast activities and literally targeting quite a number of sensitive parts on climate change. So from what I've noted, you've taken up 3 activities. Kitchen gardening.
Yes.
I'll start with kitchen gardening.
True.
Do you mind sharing with me what SDG focus you were having?
Yeah, so this one is SDG number 2, 4, yeah, and even 13 itself.
Number 2, 4?
Number 2, 4, and 13 itself, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then how many people were involved?
So there we had I remember we had about I didn't, but we had about, I think it was 13 females.
The statistics.
Yes. No,
yeah,
I'll
so
give it to you. I'll just send it. Yes.
Okay, so the statistics are pending. While you're sharing with me the statistics, you share with me the total number of people involved, how many females and how many males. Is that okay?
Yes, it's fine. I think when submitting, I send that. Okay, but it's fine. I will still do
it's
it
okay.
again.
Yes, and then list of stakeholders. Which stakeholders? Like, just give me a breakdown.
For all the activities, or only that one? All the activities?
We shall come to the rest.
Or just this one? Yeah, so that one, I think we have UPG members. I think UPG itself, UPG, United People Group, is part of it. Yes, we have also a major group for children and youth, which is MGCY for the UN. And also we have, because for that program, we've also reached to the FAO guys, we have FAO Food and Agriculture Organization. And that program will also have, you said you come for those. I think for these, that's all. Yeah.
Okay. And then also, what was your target group for this specific kitchen gardening project?
It was the youth, young people.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And then for your drainage initiative, do you mind sharing with me the SDG focus?
That one, it was life below water.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think that's the SDG focus that we have. And 13 itself, the same 13 SDG.
Okay. And then do you mind sharing with me the statistics of participation, involvement, gender equity?
That one it was 7 only males.
7
only males, yes.
Okay.
Yes, only males, yes. There was no female.
And then do you mind sharing with me, so were there stakeholders involved in this one?
The one?
Any stakeholders involved?
This one is I think we've forgotten one who is for both Minister of Environment and what? Minister of Environment and Green Economy and Environment.
Okay.
And the Minister of Local Government. So these two.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, for the school visitation program, was the focus on climate education?
That one, yes, was focused on climate education, yes.
Okay, so I would like to know how many participants you had.
That one we had a lot, and I don't because we had no time to count, because we are a lot of people. The whole school was there, so like where we go, we meet all of them.
Okay, from your observation, was there any gender inclusiveness, balanced, or one was more than the other?
I think females were more than males. That's what I've captured them.
Okay.
Because some schools, yes.
Okay, and then the SDG focus.
SDG 4 itself.
Okay.
13 and 2, it came also.
Pardon?
SDG number 2, 4, and 13 also.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Levi. I look forward to yes.
Oh, okay. That one, the stakeholders involvement. I don't know if you could mention for the school.
Oh yeah, what stakeholders were involved?
Yeah, that one is Minister of Education. So you have to go through. Yeah, you have to go through.
All right. Thank you so much, Levi.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, so I would like to yield the floor to Otaget Caleb from Uganda.
Yes, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Well, due to some issues, I might not be going to present with slides here, but I have a simple presentation that I can make from actually what we've been doing so far on ground according to the climate action program that has been ongoing. The key things that we looked at the sensitization program in schools. That is actually climate education, where we moved to 5 schools and they handled the sensitization, educating them on the importances, the values of planting trees and how good they can quantify, they can make our air quality. We also donated and planted trees. We had a camp, a scouts camp that we were involved in just because of the environment program. We donated and planted trees during that camp. Basically, we planted the fruit trees and the agroforestry trees. We also had to do some empowerment programs, empowering them with skills of energy saving. That's where we made some briquettes and we taught them how to make some machines that help them make briquettes better. Busia is a district that is at the border. I think that's what all of us know about Busia. And we have great challenges on climate, but I believe that given the efforts of this pop movement, it opened the eyes of many young people. Since we tried to move around schools, sensitizing the masses, we involved teachers, we involved the education office, and I believe all of them got interested and have been involving us in their daily works of the school's program. We've worked with children and youth. Basically, we went to 5 schools where we planted 4 basic fruit trees. Those were mangoes, jackfruits, and we planted guavas and passion fruits. And we believe that with this, these young people can learn how to maintain, how to sustain themselves during these programs, because this program needs a lot of sustainability. I believe to motivate these young people to plant more trees, it needs what they can also look at as a benefit. So far, we had to move to, we worked with 203 participants in schools, in the 5 schools, where every school was represented of the 5 schools. And I now will send the breakdown of that later, because I'm not so close with my documentation. I had some issues, but we had to handle some of the 5 SDGs. These are some of the small things that I had in my notebook with me, and that was SDG 1, 2, 5, 13, and 15. Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much, Caleb Otaget, for that amazing presentation. So from what I've noted down, you participated in the activities you conducted include climate education, donated and planted trees, energy saving, empowerment skills, and tree planting. So I would like to go on with one by one, given the fact that we haven't had exactly a PowerPoint presentation from you. So I'll just take the basic information. So for the climate education program, I would request that you share with me the target SDGs for your project. Is that okay?
Sure.
Yeah.
I will do that.
Okay, so are you willing to share them now, or you are going to send them to me?
I'm going to send them to you.
Okay, thank you. And then the other thing that I would request is you let me know what was your target group during this climate education program.
The target group were children and children, students.
Okay, and then do you mind sharing with me the different stakeholders breakdown? If you involved any local leaders, teachers, or anyone else?
Yeah, we involved the education office. That's at the municipal level. We also involved the municipal council leadership because we had to plant at least a tree at the municipal council offices. Then we involved the learners and teachers.
Okay, and then I would also want to know. How many people participated in this project. Like break down the statistics in terms of male and female. Is that okay?
Yeah, I will send that, but the total was 203 participants.
203. Okay, 203 participants. So you break down for me the total number of people.
Of males and females.
And also, yeah, males and females separate. And also, not to forget, please, once you get your laptop, kindly share with us the PowerPoint presentation so that we are able to look at the details of the project you conducted. Is that okay?
Sure, I'll do that.
Thank you so much. And then also, you talked about donating and planted trees. How many trees did you donate?
We planted 40 trees, 40 fruit trees.
40 fruit trees.
40 fruit trees and 30 agroforestry trees.
30 agroforestry.
That was basically gravelia.
Okay, thank you so much. So I just want to know how many, these were planted and not donated. So how many trees did you donate?
Sorry?
These were planted or donated?
We donated to the schools and we planted with the learners.
Okay, do you have a rough number or the exact number of the number of seedlings or trees that you donate?
We donated the 40 fruit trees.
Okay.
Then we got 15 trees from a certain organization.
Okay.
Which is Trees for the Future. The gravelia was got from Trees for the Future.
Okay.
Then the other 15 were bought by the municipal council.
Okay. So you donated 40 and then planted the 30, right?
Yeah. Yes. Sure.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. And then also you talked about energy saving empowerment skills.
Yes, please.
Do you mind sharing with me the total number of What was your target group for starters?
That one, our target group was the youth.
Okay.
Out of school youth.
Out of school youth, eh?
Yes.
Okay.
And there we train them on how to make briquettes for energy
Okay.
saving.
Okay. Give me a break. Okay. So do you mind letting me know how many boys and girls participated? You share with me the total number of statistics.
Yeah, I'll share with you. I will share with you those details.
Thank you so much. And then I would also would like to know if you had any local leaders involvement. If so, just give me a breakdown of those. You can share them with me later on. Is that okay?
Sure.
Thank you so much. And also, I would like to know how many people took part in the tree planting program.
Of all the 203 participants took part because we're training them in their particular schools. So we had to plant trees with them in their schools.
Okay, so literally tree planting and climate education happened at the same time, at the same venue, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
At different times.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome.
All right, so do not forget to share with me the PowerPoint presentation once you're able to get hands on your laptop, and also the coverage scope, in other words, the gender inclusiveness breakdown, and the SDGs you focused on. If it's possible, give me the SDG breakdown for the climate education program, like empowerment and planting together, and then for the energy saving empowerment skills aside. Is that okay?
It's okay.
Right. So we are anticipating presentations from Ahmed Ali Hassan from Egypt, and also Doreen Asasira from Uganda, but we are sorry they can't make it, so we'll probably have their presentations tomorrow. However, I would like to thank each and every one of you for being patient and staying here to listen and support your teammates and colleagues during the entire presentation process for today. And also, I would like to drop a few reminders in terms of the process of the Pop African Festival, focusing on tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll be having presentations from the remaining participants, and we shall have the closing ceremony. So we look forward to seeing each and every one of you and more other participants here with us. Also, we are looking forward to having the nominations for the awards, which will be hosted in August. So we look forward to each and every one of you being present tomorrow, so that we have a grand closure for this event. And we'd really like to appreciate each and every one of you for your relentless efforts for making this happen, and always standing up, even if you're not presenting, to support your colleagues. It really means a lot. And thank you so much. So see you tomorrow for the closing ceremony.
Thank you, Maida, for the good job you are doing. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We look to see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.